Hey guys, so on this channel and on my site, SeanRussell.me and menimprovement.com, I talk a lot about, hey guys, so on my YouTube channel and my websites, SeanRussell.me and menimprovement.com, I talk a lot about finding and following your passion. Now this is great, it's awesome. Because if you can find your passion and you're following it and you're living your life on your path, then you're fulfilled. And if you're not, then you're going to feel empty and you're going to feel distressed. But what happens when you figure out what it is you want to do with your life, but you're working at a job that you hate? Now, this is where I found myself. I was a mechanical engineer and I was very unfulfilled. And I want to share with you some applicable tips that I used to escape my job and be able to build a business that supports me financially doing what I love. Because there's not many applicable things out there that tell you how to do this. But I've been through it and I'm going to share what I learned with you. The first thing is, if you want to break free from your 9-to-5 job and do what you love, you need to stop tying yourself down to your 9-to-5 job. Think right now, why can't you just walk out and leave your job today? Why not? You probably have way too many bills, including apartment, mortgage, a huge car payment, gym memberships, blah, 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 and the list goes on. This is great, you have to live your life. You have to have a mortgage if you want to have a house and a family and all these things, but you probably don't have to be spending what you're spending. If you're buying the fancy cars that you really can't afford and you're buying the home and the apartment that you really can't afford, then you are creating a situation where you have to work just to live and pay your bills. You can live minimally. There's people all over the world who live as minimalists, and they are happier than people who buy all the fancy stuff and have to pay $5,000 to $10,000 a month just to support their lifestyle. Any other money on top of that is saved. You can do this. You can sell your expensive car and buy a $2,000 car. You can downgrade your apartment for something half as expensive. You can cut your gym membership and go work out in the park. You can probably save $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And if you want to leave your job and you want to prepare to do so, you need to get your monthly expenses as low as you physically can without affecting your life too much. You're going to have to, make some sacrifices, but I promise you in the end, it's going to make you happier. This is just my tip because it's my experience, and it all comes together in the next tip. The next tip is to save money. If you want to leave your job and start a new venture, you can't just leave with no money. You need to save as much money as you can, preferably enough money to last you 1 to 2 years out in the world trying to build a business, because things don't happen overnight. I'm not a fan of accumulating credit card debt. A lot of people will say, just go for it and rack up credit card debt. No fucking way. That sucks. What I recommend is to save money while working on the side at home. So you go to work and you come home and you work 3 hours in your side business, whatever it is, building your business. For me, I was lucky. I actually worked in my office. I could have been fired, but I would work on my websites while I was in my engineering office, and then I would come home and I'd work on them more. But if I couldn't work on them in my engineering office, which a lot of times I couldn't because I was working, I would do it at home. And I did this for almost a year. And you probably might have to do the same thing. But during this time, you should be saving up money, enough money to last you 1 to 2 years to be on your own and make it happen. Because I don't believe in racking up credit card debt, because if you did that and it didn't work out and you're 20K in debt, then you don't all have to work just to support your debt. But if you saved up 20K and you quit and it didn't work out, then you'd be starting at zero and you can get a new job and you can either start saving again while working on the side, or just start fresh doing something that you like a little bit more. So I don't recommend the credit card debt. So step 1 was to minimize your monthly expenses, and step 2 was to save up money while you're working at your job. And I already mentioned it, but step 3 would be to start working on your passion and developing your passion before you quit your 9-to-5 job. I believe you should do this, maybe up to a year. But this brings us into the fourth step, and it's to go at it 100% and to almost burn your bridges. If you want to succeed, you have to go at it 100%. You can't have it as a side hobby. Yes, you can be building it on the side while you're working at your job. But this passion of yours, if you want to live it and follow your path, you need to really live it. It can't be a hobby that you do. It needs to be who you are. You need to throw yourself into it. And a lot of people recommend putting yourself in a situation where you have to. I had this. Once I quit my job, I had to make it happen. So I did. And now I'm making a full-time living, and I can go wherever I want or travel the world doing what I love, bringing this kind of content to you. And if you want to do the same, I recommend when you have enough money to last a few years, quit your job. Don't be scared. Cut your losses. Take a risk and make it so you have to work your ass off, or else you're going to be on the street in a year. This is powerful. It's motivation. It's going to light a fire under your ass. Now, there may be many more tips out there for people who are looking to follow their passion and quit their 9-to-5 job. But this is what helped me be able to do it. And in 1.5 years from quitting my job, I pretty much, well, I'm not even 1.5 years from quitting my job. From about a year after quitting my job, I am in a great place with my business because I had to be there. I had to make it happen because I did not want to go back there. I burned my bridges. I couldn't go back there. And I did it. And I saved up enough money to last me. And now I'm good. And I don't have a lot of monthly expenses. Because if I did, I don't think I would have been able to do what I do. And I have no credit card debt. And I think that's important. So these are my tips for you if you want to leave your 9-to-5 job, follow your passion, and start living a life that fulfills you.